creating a vivid picture of what it is that you want to manifest is pretty widely understood as a key component in the manifestation process. And yet sometimes that vision just doesn't seem to bring about the kind of results that we might hope for. In this video, I'm going to share what I see as the deepest reason for why your visioning might not be working and how you can fix it so that you can call in the abundance, the true wealth, the prosperity that you really want in your life. Alberto Villoldo talks about there being 4 levels of being. And each of these levels of being has a language, and we need to speak the right language to the right level for things to unfold in the healthiest and most productive way. So the first level, the most dense level, is that of the body. And the body speaks the language of chemicals, of atoms, of molecules, of biochemistry. The next level is the mind, and the mind speaks the language of words. And then you have the level of the soul, and the soul speaks the language of imagery, of ceremony, of ritual. And then finally you have the level of spirit, and spirit speaks the language of energy. So what's this actually got to do with manifestation? Well, a lot of the time we hear that visioning, as in creating a very vivid picture of what we want to call in, is an essential part of the manifestation process. And it can be very, very powerful to physically see or see in your mind's eye what it is that you want to create. And we know this from different fields like athletics, where we know that sports people who actively practice visualization of winning, of achieving certain states, of achieving certain results, do actually then get better results. So it is incredibly effective, and yet sometimes it feels like there is something missing. Well, that's certainly how it's felt for me. So for example, I created myself a beautiful video visualization of the reality that I wanted to call in. And it was very powerful because it was fun creatively. It really got me to think about what it was that I wanted, to evoke the sort of feeling tone of my vision. And the idea was that I would look back at it every day and sort of consolidate my energetic match for the future that I wanted to call in. And yet for me, it just wasn't really anchoring the vision in. It really wasn't changing my energy on a deeper level. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is. If you think back to the 4 levels, body, mind, soul, spirit, and the fact that the soul level is the one that responds to imagery, you might think that when we make a vision board or when we make a video that kind of evokes the reality we want to create, that we're speaking to the level of the soul. But I think that what happens is we still do the visioning from the level of the mind. Even when we're using imagery, sometimes we are still up in that mental layer where the language is actually that of words. So when we vision from the mind, we can still be coming from what Edward Mannix calls the wounded craving center. We might still be creating images of things we think we want, and perhaps those things we think we want are more like the results of a process, like the beautiful house, like the luxury fabrics and textures, like the gorgeous food, like the beautiful relationship, like all the things that we might put into these visions, right? But the kind of imagery that speaks to and from the soul, as far as I understand it, is a different kind of imagery. It's archetypal imagery, it's ritualistic, it is about sitting around the fire and really connecting, not to just what you think you want to create, not just connecting to what images you like, but really, really connecting to what your soul wants to be birthed through you. And it's a deeper kind of visioning. It's not a vision board, it's a vision quest. And so this is the piece I feel is missing. What your soul truly wants will come to you through peak experiences. It will come through those deepest moments of connection where you go within and tap what it is on that deepest level that nourishes you, that wants to be expressed through you. So in fact, rather than creating a vision of outcomes, can you find a way to anchor in a vision of the peak experiences? So for example, for me, peak experiences really come from song, from dance, from movement, from toning, from meditation, from crystals, from healing, from energy work, from actually sometimes just being in an incredibly potent healing conversation with a client where I know that we're actually co-creating something different. And these kinds of expressions, they are the things that my soul wants to be birthed through, things that I've always had a sense of deep reverence for: creativity, artistry, movement, embodiment, song, dance. And when you really start to tap into those things, you have a stronger connection with not only some beautiful images of the things that you want, but also a feeling tone, a deep sense of purpose, of service, of joy and of expression. As Michael Beckwith said, joy is the presence of God. So when you're visioning, when you are conjuring up the sense, the feeling, or the image of what it is you want to create, can you go a layer deeper? Can you go a layer deeper into the moments in your life where you just felt that sense of unity consciousness, that sense of this is it, this is what my soul wants to express through me? And then you start to get into a momentum of connection with that, and you start to be able to ask more deeply, what are the unique gifts and talents that help me to contribute, to be of service? And that doesn't have to be a logical perception of service. It can be how you create beauty in the world. It can be how you bring healing to your pet or your neighborhood. It can be how you, express some element of yourself that just happens to be uplifting for humanity. So, I do encourage you to find the pictures and the things that evoke the scenarios and the outcomes that you want, but also I really invite you to go down deep into this level of the soul and let me know how that goes. Let me know if this changes the way you see the visualization process in manifesting. I love to hear your experiences. And if you would like to work with me more deeply one-to-one in a container where we will get to do individual energy work, where we'll get to really deeply look into your blocks and call this kind of vision in on a soul level, I love helping people to tap into their deepest inner potential and realize it as a form of soul expression. I feel so anchored in that as one of my life purposes. So if that sounds good to you, I'll leave a link in the description below and you can apply for one-to-one coaching with me. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.